Hey, even though it's going to get up to 84 degrees today, I thought I would wear my long sleeve shirt. That's going to protect my arms from not getting marked up and some cuts from that tile as I'm chipping away at it, as I'm loading it, as I'm carrying it back and forth, putting it into the buckets and all that kind of stuff. Hey, be ready for your project. I got my earplugs on this time with this, my goggles, a mask, a hat, my back brace. I've got a knee brace on and my gloves. I'm all set to go, okay? Be ready for your project. You know, on this one here, the first question I would have is, where should I start? Now, easily I could maneuver around this nice and easy, can't I? Okay? The hardest part of this project is going to be me reaching over to get this area over here and to get underneath the cabinets and to get the that going over there. So I think I'm going to work on the hardest part first as I'm reaching, as I'm backhanding, as I'm digging this out. That way, once I get that, I know I don't have to be bending over as much, reaching as far. This takes it out of you, let me tell you. Depending on how old you are, I'm no spring chicken anymore. And so I want to work smart rather than hard and get myself all worked up. As it was, just taking that out kicked my butt yesterday. And that only took me 4.5 hours, but still loading that stuff up, bending over, reaching all the way back in there. I was sore last night and this morning. I know I'm going to be worse today because this is a bigger countertop, okay? But hey, you just work at it and be like an Energizer bunny, one little bit at a time, and that's how you do things, okay? I think I'm going to start over here, and I'm not going to show you the whole thing. Don't get wiggy and think I'm going to show you 3 hours, 4 hours of video today, because it's just not going to happen. I'm going to show you bits and pieces, obviously. Okay, get myself kind of situated here, and I guess I won't need that stuff. I can use my table over here. It's a staging area, and this is stuff I used yesterday. What else did I use? My cat's paw. I got a crummy screwdriver that I used for banging on. I've got a crummy putty knife. It's one of those real stiff ones. I was going to throw this out years ago, and I thought nothing doing. I can beat on this. I can pry on it. It's the expensive type where the metal goes all the way through it, so when I hit there, it doesn't break the end off. You know, I use this for all kinds of stuff, and I could even use a nail set if I wanted for certain areas. But that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I'm going to end up using for this project. And of course my hammer. And I used to poo-poo the fiberglass hammers. Years ago they had wood hammer handles, but after a while your hammer handle usually gets tired, gets worn, it gets loose on the top. You pry too much and you snap them off. When I first started construction, that's all I had was wood hammers. And I don't know, I must have replaced probably 7 or 8 handles in my go as being a residential contractor, a residential worker when I first started working. And then after that, I started doing commercial, and it was all about metal studs and drills and tin snips and magnetic levels and all that kind of stuff. A lot different than what you do with residential framing. Okay, I'm going to take a look. I'm going to take a look at this and maybe put a couple more little pieces of masking tape on prior to getting started. I hope I don't get in your way. I'm trying to think, okay, where's the best place to set up my camera up? And like I say, this side piece I'm going to leave till last because it's so close to the finished top of your cabinet and your drawers. There's not much room for air there, so the last thing you want to do is start beating on that. And because we're saving everything, You know, I'm tap, 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 tap. If I was demoing this whole thing, I'd be getting a sledgehammer out, big old crowbars, and I'd basically be using this crowbar with basically the whole thing, okay? But we're not trying to mess things up. We're not trying to gouge the walls. I've seen guys when they take that tile out, they're wedging on it, they're trying to pry on the sheetrock, and they'll have all kinds of holes on it, and they end up having to cut the sheetrock out later and patch the sheetrock and stuff. You know, I don't really want to do that. I want to take my time and make it look just like this so that my patching is limited, okay? To where anybody can do the patching and stuff. And so, hey, I know I'm going to be here for a while, and that's okay. That's okay. Look at that. And this is on a bed of concrete mortar. And that's about 1.25 inches thick. I don't want to try to pry the whole thing out in any one go because, like I say, I'm trying to save it. I don't want to damage stuff. I don't want to get this up, scratch the underneath of the cabinets, of the wall, of the plastic, and put a big old nice scratch in the upper cabinets that I'm saving and all that. So, you know, you just want to go easy. And this is just a roofing one where I can do this, but I can't do that underneath here because it'll gouge. And I got to end up using something else. And this one is kind of tricky to hit from here and traverse your power straight to that. You see what I'm saying? And because it's not really designed for this, I would have to just keep going this way for that. But I got the stiffer one, and see how it's a flat end here. Now I can just wail on this. And I don't need a big old sledgehammer. This hammer is going to work fine. All you're going to do is beat a little bit out at a time to it. I'm actually very surprised that this tile, look at that. It came out in one piece. I could almost save that for something, but hey, I'm throwing them away. I'm throwing them away. I don't really care if they get all beat up and such. Might have to dig down in there. Okay, so I'm going to go around. And when I get this area, I'm going to just set those tiles over here to get this. And then when I do those tiles over here, I'm going to set those back over here. I'm not even going to load up my buckets yet. I'm just going to concentrate on taking these tiles out. That is my first step of this project. You know, tap, 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 and away I go. And I probably should have some leather gloves on, but I'm careful enough to know what I can and cannot do with using rubber gloves. Okay? But you'll see that on most of my videos, I do things on my own. I don't generally have anybody helping me because I want you to know that if you don't have anybody helping you, you can do it just like I do it. Hey. You don't need to hire someone if you've got the time. If you have the time, energy, and effort You can do lots of things you never thought you could. That's what my channel's all about. Go to my main channel page, my YouTube channel, and click on playlists. You click on there and you'll see all the different topics of different things I have on my channel just waiting for you to learn. Hey, I am your coach, and you can look at these as classroom settings if you want, and I'll teach you all kinds of stuff that you can save money on around the house.